You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, Internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Sometimes writers feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
We believe in the American way, and we built this country called the USA, and we fly our flag because we're proud and free, we're Americans. Red, white, and blue is our way of life. Never back down from a challenge or a fight. Nature provides, God gives the rights, we're Americans. We fish the waters and we hunt the lands. We forge the steel with our own two hands. With what we've got, we do the best we can. We're Americans.
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
It's time now for the Conservative Curmudgeon Radio Show. Now, here's Grouchy.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. So good to be back with you. All right, programming reminders. After me, Jesse's POV. Later tonight, America Off the Rails with Rowdy Rick. Stay tuned. So we're going to, real quickly, we're going to jump around the world. We're going to look at some other headlines before we get to the scripted portion of the show. And I'm getting a little feedback. I'm hoping that works out, Rick. Didn't have any pre-show, so that's kind of weird.
It's because I'm tweaking settings, trying to get things fixed. Just bear with me.
I got you. Do your thing, buddy. So the first headline we're going to look at today is Senator Elizabeth Warren offering praise to the government. No, not our government. No. She's offering praise to China's government. She likes their whole, I guess, long-term strategy as a government. She likes how they oppress their people, manipulate currency, things like that. Liz is real big on government control, so this actually isn't that surprising at all. But, it is what it is. It's Elizabeth Warren, so she'll be, I'm sure, sending President Xi some smoke signals of congratulations. And we'll see what happens. She still has aspirations of higher office. I just don't see her being the one in 2020. But time will tell. We'll see. Next up, Michael Jackson's estate is suing ABC. No, not over the Roseanne thing. They're suing for a new special coming up on Michael Jackson's life. And they cite 30-plus violations of improper use of intellectual property, including videos and music. The damages sought are unspecified. We'll have to see if ABC actually ends up pulling this or not. Who knows? One of the other headlines I saw, and I didn't get to have enough time to really write on this, but I did want to bring it up. We were lectured by Hillary and all of her assistants and loyalists about how we needed to push women. We need to push women, especially in politics. Women need to break that glass ceiling. But now Hillary has decided to endorse the incumbent government of the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, over his female opponent, Cynthia Nixon, both of whom are Democrats.
Hey, G, hang on. If you can hear me, I've lost you. I'm trying to figure out what just happened. I'm working on it now. I can hear you again, but I can't get you routed back through the board. Hang on. Yay for new Skype, folks. Bear with me for a second. Okay, you're routed back through again.
Okay, so I'm not sure where we left off, but Wyoming has approved the first Yellowstone area grizzly bear hunt in 44 years. And as you can imagine, the environmentalists are not happy. They're not happy at all. Even though the grizzly bear has recently come off the endangered species list, they think this is far too soon. But the actual wildlife conservationists, the people that manage the ecosystems that these animals live in, have stipulated that there are now too many grizzly bears for the area in which they are in. And this is very similar to what happens with, deer. They limit, but they have to control the population. There's only so many resources for animals to live with. And it has to be done. We're only talking about 22 bears here. 22 bears. That's going to be the limit. They're going to issue the tags. When the 22 bears are killed, that'll be the end of the hunt. That's just how it is. You have to manage the resources. So anyway, and Rick, I'm getting feedback from listeners saying that we keep popping in and out, so I'm not sure what's happening, but
I'm done trying to tweak stuff for now. I can't figure out what's not working, so I'm just going to leave it alone.
Okay. Well, we'll do what we got to do. Next up, before we get to the scripted, what happens when you're at a national championship softball game and the national anthem isn't played before the game? Well, I'll tell you what, in Fresno, California, first the crowd boos because they were told that they weren't going to play the national anthem because it was played prior to the previous game. So the crowd took it upon themselves to stand up and sing the national anthem a cappella and just did it right on the spot. So Fresno, California, big love to you because that's how it should be. All right, so that takes care of other news. Time to press into the scripted portion of the program. The Justice Department, according to the department's Office of Inspector General, has declined to prosecute a now retired FBI special agent who mishandled classified information, gave misleading testimony, and had contacts with several individuals appeared to be designed to improperly influence their prospective testimony. That's called witness tampering for those scoring at home. And provided the Inspector General with false information. So I just want to know, what the hell is it you have to do to get prosecuted? I mean, criminal prosecution of this special agent was declined according to the IG report. And according to the Justice Department, the law governing inspector generals requires the IG to refer a case to a federal prosecutor when the IG discovers reasonable grounds to believe that federal law has been violated. But it is then up to the prosecutor to decide whether to actually bring charges. The Department of Justice's Inspector General published its investigative summary of the case involving the now retired, not prosecuted FBI special agent on April 30th. And this is a direct paragraph out of the report. This is what it says. During the investigation, the OIG also found that the special agent divulged law enforcement sensitive information to unauthorized individuals, misused his government-issued electronic devices, provided misleading testimony during a related civil deposition, mishandled classified information, misused his position during contacts with local law enforcement officers, and provided false information to the OIG. Criminal prosecution of the special agent was declined. Now, the DOJ Office of Inspector General initiated this investigation after receiving information from the FBI Inspection Division, alleging that a special agent who had since retired may have contacted witnesses during a federal criminal investigation for an improper purpose. The OIG found that the special agent did indeed contact individuals who he either knew or had reasonable belief would be witnesses in the criminal investigation, and that the special agent's contacts with several individuals appeared to be designed to improperly influence their prospective testimony and the summary. So, again, my question, what the hell does it take to get prosecuted? So during the investigation, they also found that this special agent divulged law enforcement sensitive information to unauthorized individuals, misused his government-issued electronic devices. We just went through this. We don't need to read it all again. Criminal prosecution was declined. The OIG has completed its investigation and provided its report to the FBI. When the IG develops reasonable grounds to believe there has been a violation of federal criminal law, the IG is required by the IG Act to refer the matter to a prosecutor. The IG presents their cases directly to the prosecuting offices, and the prosecutors make the decisions about whether to accept or decline cases for prosecution. The process by which a particular prosecuting office is chosen varies and is primarily determined by the location where the alleged offense occurred, i.e. the proper venue for a prosecution, would be where it happened. There are instances which the department, through the Office of the Deputy Attorney General, determines to which U.S. Attorney Office they present the case. Now, neither the Department of Justice nor the Office of the Inspector General would discuss the specifics of the case cited in the investigative summary. If they won't discuss it, how's anybody ever going to find out why? Or should we say, why not? I just want to know what the hell you have to do as an FBI agent to get prosecuted. I mean, really? Do I just have to sell all this stuff to Russians that are colluding to alter our elections? Would that get them indicted? I don't know. Anyway, it's frustrating because these people work for us. They're accountable to us, and our elected officials have oversight over these organizations, and we're getting nowhere. When Congress asks the FBI for information, they get told, well, it's classified and we'll have to redact some of it and you can't have the whole. Well, how the hell are you supposed to provide oversight if you can't have the information? It just makes no sense. This is a Justice Department that is running wild right now, above the law, with nobody to check it. Chris Wray definitely has his work cut out for him because under Comey, this place went bonkers. And it's got to be fixed. All right, enough of that. Getting my blood pressure up. Missouri Governor Eric Greitens, who faced possible impeachment over an extramarital affair and allegations of misuse of a charity donor list, announced Tuesday that he is resigning from office. The Rhodes Scholar and ex-Navy SEAL said his resignation will be effective Friday, June 1st. He said the last few months have been incredibly difficult for me, my family, my team, my friends, and for many, many people that I love. This ordeal has been designed to cause an incredible amount of strain on my family, millions of dollars of mounting legal bills, endless personal attacks designed to cause maximum damage to family and friends, legal harassment of colleagues, friends, and campaign workers. He says it's clear from the forces that oppose us, there's no end in sight. I cannot allow those forces to continue to cause pain and difficulty to the people that I love. I know, and people of good faith know that I am not perfect, but I have not broken any laws nor committed any offense worthy of this treatment. Greiton said that this was not the end of his fight. Well, if you're giving up your office, I mean, all that's left is you're fighting in court. The time has come, though, to tend to those who have been wounded and to care for those who need us most, he said. So for the moment, let us walk off the battlefield with our heads held high. We have a good and proud story to tell our children. I'm not liking the sound of this speech at all. If you're innocent, you don't give up your office. That's all I got to say. But the announcement came the same day that Cole County Circuit Court Judge John Beadham ruled that a secret group supporting Greiton's, New Missouri, must turn over correspondence and documents showing potential coordination between Greiton's and his campaign committee and New Missouri. He also ordered it turn over documents on communications and expenditures by New Missouri related to media advertising. The investigation was reportedly setting the foundation for possible impeachment charges. Greiton's has already been indicted on felony charges twice, once for illegally obtaining a charity donor list and using it to fundraise, and once for taking a picture of a nude woman without her consent and threatening to use it against her. Yikes. That is not good. Not good. So the allegations with the Veterans Charity, Greiton's faces a felony charge of tampering with computer data for allegedly disclosing to his political fundraiser a list of top donors to a veterans charity he founded. The Mission Continues is the name of that organization, and he allegedly did so without the charity's permission. That's according to the charge filed April 2015. So this is still dragging out. The Associated Press first reported in October 2016, a month before Greiton's election, that his campaign had accessed a charity list containing the names, emails, and phone numbers of the individuals, corporations, and other nonprofit groups that gave at least $1,000 to The Mission Continues. The AP reported that Greiton's campaign had raised nearly $2 million from those who had previously given significant amounts to the Veterans Charity. This ain't looking good. Greiton's acknowledged back in April 2017 a settlement with the Missouri Ethics Commission that his campaign had used the charity donor list. He amended his campaign finance reports to show the list as an in-kind donation valued at $600 received in March of 2015 from then campaign manager Danny Lobb. But Lobb testified this year that he was not the source of the donor list. So the State House Investigatory Committee report released on May 2nd indicates that Greiton's himself received the donor list in 2014 while CEO of the charity so he could call key supporters to explain he was stepping down. The report said Greiton's later directed political aides to work off the charity's list to raise money for his gubernatorial campaign. Even though he had signed an agreement never to disclose the charity's confidential donor information. This is bad. This is real bad. Now, the other charge, sexual misconduct, May 14th, St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner abruptly dropped a felony invasion of privacy charge against Greitens, alleging that he took a photo of her at least partially nude, or not her, but a partially nude at least. Geez. Seymour notes, let's start this over. Abruptly dropped a felony invasion of privacy charge against Greitens, alleging that he took a photo of an at least partially nude woman without her consent in March of 2015 and transmitted it in a way that could be accessed by a computer. Gardner said the charge could not be refiled, or could be refiled. Jesus, Seymour. No steakums. No steakums. The woman, who is Greitens' former hairdresser, said Greitens bound her hands to exercise rings, blindfolded her, and removed her clothing before taking the photo and threatening to disclose it if she ever spoke of the affair. Authorities have not released her name, but Greitens' affair became public on January 10th when St. Louis TV station KMOV aired portions of an audio recording made by the woman's ex-husband in which she told him about her interactions with Greitens. Now, following the indictment February 22nd, the Missouri House created a special committee to investigate the governor. It released a graphic report on April 11th containing testimony from the woman alleging that Greitens may have coerced her into oral sex after taking the unwanted photo and had slapped and shoved her during subsequent sexual encounters. I'm going to leave this here. No comment added. Greitens has acknowledged having a consensual affair with the woman, but has denied any violence. He has not directly answered questions about whether he took the photo. Gardner dropped the charge after a judge ruled she would have to answer questions under oath from Greitens' attorneys who had attacked her handling of the case. So there you have it. Apparently the attorney is not willing to go on record here. The accusing attorney, that is. The campaign activities. A judge on Tuesday, just yesterday, ordered a secretive group supportive of Greitens to turn over those documents, like we talked about earlier. The committee said it was looking into whether Greitens used a new Missouri to circumvent Missouri's campaign finance disclosure laws. A lawyer for the group, who also represents Greitens' campaign, said Tuesday that the group was considering appealing the order. It can happen.
Eureka, I got it. Sorry, I figured it out.
You figured it out? Does that mean we're still live on the air?
Well, we're live on the air, and now you'll be able to hear the bumpers.
Hey, now I'll get to hear things. Yeah, when we started the show, I could hear no intro music or anything. Rick had to count me down behind the scenes and get me rolling. So anyway, speaking of bumpers, we are at the bottom of the hour, so it's about time to run one and play some commercials. Do yourself a favor, stay tuned. We're going to be back in about 3 minutes.
Way to catch me flat-footed while I was troubleshooting stuff.
Man, you know I was going to get you.
Yeah, we'll get through it. Hang on.
You're fine.
That America, you and me. Ain't that America? Something to see, baby. Ain't that America? Home of the free, yeah.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. you'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
Oh, but ain't that America for you and me? Ain't that America? Something to see, baby. Ain't that America?
All right, welcome back. Quick reminder, Jesse's POV coming up at the top of the hour. Then you get a little break. You can run and get something to eat, relax, get a little drink, and then come back and enjoy America Off the Rails with Rowdy Rick for your nightcap. After about a 1 hour break there after Jesse's POV. So when we left off, we were going to cover the book grant charge against Governor Greitens. So Washington University in St. Louis said this month that it is reviewing whether the governor improperly used the grant funding he received to write and promote his 2015 book, Resilience. The university served as the administrator for a grant and from the John Templeton Foundation. The foundation's grant agreement prohibits using funds to influence the outcome of any specific public election. And the university's policies also bar grant funds from being used for campaign activities. The school announced its review after the May 2nd House report included testimony in which Lobb said he was paid both by Greitens and through the grant in early 2015 to simultaneously promote Greitens' political aspirations and the release of the book. Now, the text messages, a lawsuit against Greitens in Cole County alleges he violated the state's open records law while using a cell phone app that automatically deletes messages after they are read. The Confide app prevents recipients from saving, forwarding, printing, or taking screenshots of messages. They also launched an investigation last year after the Kansas City Star reported Greitens and some of his staff had Confide accounts. Now, they don't. The prosecutor's name is Hawley, Hawley. So Hawley's report, released March 1st, said it didn't appear Greitens' staff violated records laws, but Hawley said he lacked authority to issue subpoena-like demands, compelling people to provide information while investigating alleged Sunshine Law or record retention law violations. Hawley said he would reopen the investigation if granted such authority. Well, I guess we wait and see. But now the big story of the week, okay? We all know, we saw it happen. It unfolded live on Twitter. ABC has canceled Roseanne. You know what? So what? So what? Does Roseanne have a right to say what she wants to say? Yes, she does. And she will continue to say what she wants to say. ABC also has the right to not keep her employed. They are a privately held company or publicly held company. They're a company that decided that they didn't want her anymore. So they fired her, is what it boils down to. Now, what ABC has done here, though, is they've gone public with their piousness about the situation, just completely trashing Roseanne as classless and racist and this-ist and that-ist, and that's all fine and good. But what ABC has done here is they've put their hypocrisy on full display for the world to see. And you ask, what am I talking about? Well, you see, also this week, ABC via ESPN, which they own, announced that they are rehiring Keith Olbermann, who has been on a 2-year tirade against President Trump, and even before office, then candidate Trump, calling him everything from Nazi to racist to telling him to go yourself. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't have anything ready for that one, Rick. Sorry. Anyway, but, you know, they hire this guy in. This guy has made nothing happen other than his blood pressure go up for the anger that he pumped through his podcasts and his tweets. And it was just GFY Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you racist Nazi, GFY, you know, but this guy's suitable for hiring, but Roseanne is not. And again, they're a private company or a public company, however you want to look at it. Their board of directors has decided that this is the avenue they want to go. This is their right. However, where they're really going to feel it, is in the wallet. You see, ABC's reboot of Roseanne was one of the most expensive programs for advertisers last season. Now, had there been a next season, it might have grown even more costly. So, Walt Disney Company's ABC network canceled the popular comedy on Tuesday after she made a tweet comparing former Obama advisor Valerie Jarrett to an ape. And, I mean, you know, again, she's entitled to her opinion. I don't see how referring to an Iranian woman as an ape is racist, but, you know, whatever. Okay, that's ABC's call, not mine. ABC took to Twitter and said that her statement was abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values, and we have decided to cancel her show. Now, see, that's really special when just the day before you hired Keith Olbermann. In a since-deleted comment on Twitter, Roseanne wrote that former Obama advisor Valerie Jarrett was equivalent to the Islamist political movement Muslim Brotherhood. Muslim Brotherhood is not a political movement. Muslim Brotherhood's a terrorist organization. So, okay, let's correct that. Barr wrote that former Obama advisor Valerie Jarrett was the equivalent to the Islamic terrorist organization, the Muslim Brotherhood, and the Planet of the Apes having a baby. Now, Barr apologized and said it was a bad joke. Okay, I don't believe that, but whatever. I don't believe it was a joke. I really don't. Roseanne has a history of shooting her mouth off. She's going to say what she wants to say. Fine. Own it. Just own it. So Roseanne was ABC's biggest hit of the 2017-2018 season. The show drew an average of 18.7 million viewers per episode, second only to CBS's sitcom The Big Bang Theory, according to Nielsen data. Jarrett she tried to take the high road. Good for her. Good for her. I don't like Valerie Jarrett. I don't care for her politics. I don't care for her as a person, but good for her. She took the high road on this. Credit where it's due. And of course, President Trump has latched onto this. And he's, again, I support a lot of what the president is doing these days. A lot of it makes sense. But he has got to shut his stupid pie hole from time to time. So ABC cancels the program in the wake of the offensive tweet. And it is, obviously one other network is going to grab this show up, or something's going to come along. Roseanne's not going to stay down. I can tell you that. She's too big of a draw. She proved it last season with the ratings they got. I saw where Sarah Gilbert has already spoken out against Roseanne. And again, whatever. There were already rumors about people on the show that were going to quit and not do second season. I don't know how true all that stuff is. I don't see a lot of Hollywood types that are willing to walk away from the big dollars just because somebody they have to work with is offensive. Roseanne has always been offensive. Now it's just a matter of who she's offensive to. That's the only difference. So, if anybody came to play a drinking game for how many times we mention Roseanne, you're welcome, because you're all getting hammered right now, probably.
Great. Now I'm going to get an email from Hammy for copyright infringement. Thanks.
Oh, for getting hammered?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Hammy could have called in. We could have done this with him, but, he's snobbish these days. No, I'm kidding. Hammy's great.
Wait, these days? What are you talking? Just saying.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to hit him too hard when he's not here to defend himself. We've had some great discussions with Hammy in the past, and we'll get Hammy back on with us again one day. And maybe we'll do it on his show. Maybe we'll get him to resurrect Getting Hammered one Friday night, and we'll do it upright. But anyway, keeping the show on the schedule could have generated the wrong type of chatter, according to ABC, at a time when they are competing for its share of the $8.69 billion to $9.55 billion Madison Avenue lavished upon primetime broadcast TV last year. And Fox News Channel recently grappled with the fallout from an advertiser from its 10 p.m. program, The Ingram Angle. For example, after host Laura Ingram took a little swipe at David the Hedgehog. And, he rallied and he got a couple of businesses, or he got a business to drop their sponsorship of Ingram, who has bounced back and is doing quite well in her time slot again now. But see, this is the problem. And look, if you people don't follow Mo on Twitter, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, you need to hit me up. You need to be following my friend Mo. She's at Molratty. That's Molratty. You really need to go. She unleashed a thread today that was just full of sheer brilliance, and it talked about how people are allowing politics to control way too much of their lives. People are more than their political inclinations. They are more than what they vote. And you can't just look at somebody and say, you're a good person because you voted this way, or you're a bad person because you voted this way. It's a thread worthy of printing out, framing, and slapping people with on occasion. So, the great appeal of the show was to, brands targeting middle America, talking about Roseanne's show. And independent Dallas ad agency said that he expects the cancellation to hurt ABC to a degree, but he doesn't think it's going to be a major hit. But in the interim, yesterday, Disney's stock price fell $2.48 or 2.4% per share. And also Viacom said that it's going to pull the reruns of Roseanne's original series in the wake of the controversy. So Paramount, TV Land, and CMT cable networks will no longer be showing the 90s version of Roseanne. So, whatever. Again, they can cancel the show if they want to cancel the show. That is their right. That absolutely is their right. And we shouldn't bash them for exercising their right. What we should be bashing them for is their hypocrisy. And that's it. It's their choice to make. If they want to be hypocrites and be on display as hypocrites, so be it. The best way to show them is to not give them what they want, which is ratings. Disney owns ABC, Disney owns ESPN. They're all under the same umbrella. So you have people like Jamel Hill at ESPN, bigoted, harshly bigoted, and takes personal umbrance with anything that our president does, simply because he's not the president she wanted. She has no proof to back up the allegations that she makes. She just makes them. And again, fine. She should be entitled to do what they allow her to do within the confines of her job, as long as she separates it from personal life, is what I understand they told her. But I also think that she should be forced to have a separate Twitter account because she's tweeting on behalf of ESPN as an employee on a verified account. I don't think that's appropriate. I think they should force her to have a separate account to do her political stuff. She's not a pundit. She's not a talking head. She's not a politician. She should stick to what she does and shut her mouth, unless she's on her personal account. And again, Olbermann, now back on ESPN. Yeah, I'm sure he goose-stepped his way right through the front doors. Anyway, let them have it. They can all roll in hell together. We're going to move on. Speaking of rolling in hell, what a great segue. Welcome, one and all, to the holy month of Ramadan. Yeah. While Muslims across the world are fasting and praying, they are also killing and injuring each other at substantial paces. Ramadan officially kicked off on Tuesday, May 15th, and is rolling out the red carpet for the enemies of Islam. The so-called Religion of Peace is instituting a reign of terror, according to a nonpartisan website which catalogs such things. According to the site, which is called thereligionofpeace.com, 792 people were killed and 967 injured in the last 30 days. These were part of 146 separate attacks that took place in 25 countries around the world. In terms of numbers, Afghanistan wins the gold medal, leaving most everyone else in the dust. But Syria, Iraq, and Nigeria top the most grisly list. Case in point, when Boko Haram attached bombs to two young girls ages 13 and 16 and sent them into a rival mosque on May 9th in Jidari Polo, Nigeria. But there are so very many more atrocious acts of violence, it's difficult to choose which ones to bring to your attention. But just a few of them that I wanted you to know about. In Waka, Mali, that's not guacamole, that's Waka, Mali. Two elderly men in their 80s were shot in the head by these brave jihadists. In Mokiwala, Pakistan, a woman and her daughter were gunned down by her brother over suspected sexual promiscuity. Just suspected. That's enough to get you gunned down in Pakistan. A man outside an opera house in Paris, France, yelled Allahu Akbar to passersby and then attacked them. In Jacobabad, Pakistan, two young lovers were machine gunned to death in the name of family honor. In Taji, Iraq, 8 mourners at a funeral were relieved of their sadness by a suicide bomber. At a funeral. Now, among those murdered and maimed in just this single month were elected officials and those in law enforcement. A mayor in Hammam al-Alil was assassinated. 14 local police were executed by the Taliban in Afghanistan. And in India, a police vehicle was fired upon. Yeah, so much for the rule of law and respect for authority, right? That's what they preach in Islam. You follow the rule of law and respect authority. Well, those that research, maintain, and publish this list say these are not nominal Muslims killing for money or vendetta, but rather incidents of deadly violence that have been committed out of religious duty. They cite a mall in Munich, which was left off the list because it was not inspired by Islamic religiosity. As well, they don't include deaths that are the result of combat. So they're a little picky with what they actually count. TheReligionOfPeace.com has cataloged 109 verses in the Quran that discuss waging war with the unbelieving infidels. Some of these, they write, are quite graphic, with commands to chop off heads and fingers and hands. Those who don't join in the fun are warned that Allah will send them to hell if they do not join in with the slaughter. So the next time some leftist talks to you about Islam being a religion of peace, perhaps you can ask them about these acts of brutality. Muslims are the victims in most of the cases mentioned herein. However, the obvious question that comes to mind is, what would happen should America be overrun with these purveyors of peace? That would be a frightening reality to contemplate. So, along those lines, we can squeeze one more in before we're done here. The Grand Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran, has released a statement calling on the United Nations to seriously pursue 7 human rights cases in the United States. This is rich. Iran is calling for the UN to investigate us for human rights violations. And what he wants, what this all stems around, is the Ayatollah is joining the political left in their call for gun control in the United States. I wonder why. Why would a country, or why would the ruler of a country that is the largest single supporter of state-sponsored terrorism in the world, be interested in having us give up our firearms? Let that sink in. This man is going to be embraced by the left for his opinion on this. Just mark my words. They're going to embrace the Ayatollah for his stance on gun control. They'll praise him. They'll praise what he's done in his country. Let's just wait for it all to unfold. But some of the things that he wants the UN to investigate here, he wants them to look into the Clinton-era confrontation at the Branch Davidian compound, the continuing detention of terrorists at Guantanamo Bay, the treatment of prisoners at Abu Ghraib when it was controlled by Americans, and another prison controlled by Americans in Afghanistan, the behavior of U.S. police toward African Americans, what he claims is the U.S.'s role in creating Daesh, the Islamic State, and his claim that the United States is helping the Saudi government in the massacre of Yemeni people. Not a lot of people, Yemeni, like from the country of Yemen. So this is what the Ayatollah wants. And he's wrapping all of these things around wanting our guns taken away from us. He says that he's smart. He's not a stupid man. He's smart. He's playing it up. He's talking about the school shootings, how children are dying from volleys of bullets because of some problem they have. He says these people are extremely angry or they are mad and have personal problems, but we do nothing. See, he's trying to gaslight the situation is what he's trying to do. He's not a dumb man. I'm telling you, he's not. So anyway, just let that sink in. Iran's leader wants our guns. Well, I'll tell you right now, he can go straight to hell with a hog-filled bullet right between his eyes before he gets mine. Folks, on that note, that's the show. We're going to hell with a hog-filled bullet. That's how we're ending it tonight. Jesse's POV is coming up next. Do yourself a favor and stay tuned. A nightcap. An hour after she stops will be Rowdy Rick with America Off the Rails. It has been my pleasure to be here with you. If you like the show, tell your friends. If your friends like the show, you need new ones. But you and they are welcome every week here with me on KLRN Radio for the Conservative Curmudgeon Show. I'm your host, The Grouch. Peace. God bless.
Oh, but ain't that America? For you and me. Ain't that America? Something to see, baby. Ain't that America? Home of the free, yeah.
Little pink houses.